Hi, and welcome to the BookishStitcher podcast. My name is Jeanette. You can find me on Ravelry and Instagram as BookishStitcher. We also have a Ravelry group under the title of BookishStitcher Podcast, and it's a great group, and it's growing all the time, and I love hanging out there and talking to everybody, so we'd love it if you'd come join us and chat along. We're currently having a couple knit-alongs in the group. We have going through all of winter, so now till February, a blanket knit along, and any blanket you're working on, and it doesn't have to be finished, there's just a chatter thread. And at the end of every month, I'm drawing a winner from the chatter thread from randomnumber.org, and they get a free set of I buy them and give them to you of mini skeins. So I got the one for this month, and I wanted to show you guys because I thought, since it's winter in some parts of the world and not others, but I thought some really bright and cheery yarn would be great. See? It's very pretty colors, and this is Gnome Acres, and it's in their Sparkle. And there's 4 skeins for the blanket knit along. And those will be the prize for that. We also have a Season of Giving knit along, crochet along, whichever, is going on. And the prizes for that are 2 skeins of sock yarn, self-striping. This is Fiber Nymph Dyeworks in the Here Fishy Fishy and her Bedazzled. The other skein of sock yarn, and you guys have seen these unless you're new to the podcast before, Cupcake Yarns in the Black Sand Beaches. It's fun self-striping. And we also were generously donated by one of my local Knit Night ladies, a thing that she makes. And this is, I'll be talking about these a little more in a little bit, doing a review. But this is Lizetta's armoire. And they're little locks that go on your knitting so that it can't move around everywhere. And I have them on a sweater right now, and I'll be showing that to you later. They're really great, and so that's going to be another prize for the knit along. And she actually has a store that I will be linking in the podcast show notes for these that you can get them. And you can get a set of 3, so it's like 1 big one and 2 small ones for $10. So it's a great price if you are ever looking for, because I know they're, always a good thing to have on the end of your knitting needles, especially if you use metal needles like I do a lot of the time. So that is everything for that. I hope you guys are having a good weekend. We had a chess tournament. I think I talked a little bit about my son. I didn't go. But my husband took him, and he got 2nd place because what they did at the first of it was they kind of shuffled things around, and my son is one of those kids that if anything is changed last minute, it kind of makes him nervous. So he lost his first round and then won the next 2. And then after that, we went out and did some Christmas shopping and Christmas decorations. And I found another of my lovely Russian hand-painted little figurines that I'm going to show you guys. And I wanted to show different Christmas things that I have every weekend leading up to Christmas. So I have one to show you guys today. Today I went to a cookie exchange at my friend's house. The person who donated the little clips to the podcast, she had a cookie exchange, and I've been enjoying some wonderful cookies from that. I got to hang out and knit, and I finished something while I was there. But let me show you guys my thing for the week. And I've been seeing these up on Instagram and everything. This is a Santa, and it's a smoking Santa, and my husband's family is half German, and so what you do with these little guys is you remove them, and I'm a quarter German, so I know them from my family too, but my husband's family kind of introduced me to a whole bunch of these little things, and these are the little incense burners, and this is all in German. I do not speak German, and that's not one of the 5 languages that I know. I would try to kind of pronounce it, but it would be butchered, but little green incense ones. And you just put that in there and light it, and it just does incense throughout the house. And this is just a small one. My husband's family kind of collects them, and they have very large, very cool Santa. But as you can see, that's in German as well. But that's my Christmas ornament decoration thing for the week that I love. So hope you guys are having a good time decorating your houses. And I also wanted to show these. They got made for a card swap that I was in from some people that I got to meet at the knitting retreat, the Knit in the Mitten. And I and my husband did little ornaments to include in the card swap. These are origami, and this origami Santa. I just thought that was really cute. And then an origami Christmas tree. You see little Santas. Little things. I think that's really cute. I saved some for us just because I wanted to have them. So that's everything with that. I have some finished objects. I have Christmas present that's all done. These are from my friend Julie, and they are the Seamless Saloma pattern. It was a pattern collaboration by Megan Just Run It and Susan Rista 1313, and they look like right here, like what would that be? But then, and I tried them on to make sure they're mittens. They're slippers, and they fit really well. And they were super fast. If you're looking for, and the pattern is free on Ravelry, so if you're looking for a really fast last-minute gift, and the yarn is Plymouth coffee beans, I believe an acrylic wool, so hopefully it'll hold up for a good long time. And then another present that I finished, monster. I conquered the monster wall. I hit it, and then I went back and got a rope and climbed over and kept going. So this guy still needs his mouth. I didn't conquer it that much, but I do have a lot of like little stuff that needs to be done this evening as far as mouths and stuff on some monster. His stuffing kind of needs a little bit of help there. But this is Gort the Gym Bag Monster by Rebecca Danger out of the book, The Big Book of Knitted Monsters. And it's in Knit Picks Brava in red and black. He's a little quirky because I kind of shortened the pattern and adapted it a little bit because I realized a little bit into it that it was going to be enormous, and I did not want to put that much work into it because I have so many of these to go still, so I need to kind of have them be quick. So hopefully his stuffing will be mashed down to normal. But that was another one. And then I finished during the cookie exchange. We're all sitting around talking and knitting and having lovely food that Peg made for us. Finished socks. These are just some plain socks. And, well, the yarn isn't plain. The yarn is awesome, but there's no pattern. And the yarn is Friday Studios in the Overlook colorway, and they're for me. I like a really tall cuff, as you can see. So they're done, yay! And pretty soon I will be starting my Christmas socks. I kind of made a deal with myself, once I get to a certain point with the monsters being done, then I can start my Christmas socks. So let me take a quick sip of my hot apple cider. My very pretty Christmas mug. But I have been working on this week my Simple Summer Tweed Top-Down V-Neck. It's a long name, by Heidi Kiermaier, and it's out, and this is my great bag that Casey Pockets to Go on Etsy made for me. Super good price, and it's kind of the joke around the knitting group that this is my knitting pillowcase. And it's going to hold an afghan after this sweater, so it's going to be perfect size for that. This sweater is in Barocco Remix. And I think it's been 2 weeks since I have showed you guys this. And I was trying to be careful taking it out, but then I remembered I have the clip on it, so I don't have to be careful anymore. It will just come right out, and I don't have to worry. Because I had been, losing stitches on it, but now I don't have to worry about that. And for $10, that's a great price. I don't have to worry about that, and you can have it on all there. But let's see. We'll take this off. It just clips on and off. Maybe I won't take it off right now because it's a little bit, well, yeah, it's on there. Okay, I'll take it off later. It does clip really well, and it stays really, really well. But I can get it off, but it's probably because I'm having a little bit of nervousness trying to get it off on podcast. So as you can see, I'm turning red. But I have gotten quite a bit done on this. Think about 8 or 9 inches from the armhole, and you have to get to 15. before you can stop. But that little peg right there is where I was last time. You see? So I've done that much since you guys last saw it, and I have a little bit more to go, and then I just have the arms, and I'll be done. So I hope to have that done by the end of the year. It's kind of always my tradition that I finish the year with nothing on the needles, and then I cast on all new things. What I actually do on the first of the year is I cast on a new project, and I do a Harry Potter marathon and see how far I can get into that project. So it's kind of a tradition. I love traditions. So the next thing I've been working on is the monsters. And I decided that I couldn't just do one monster and another monster. I needed some other formula way to do it. So what I decided to do, because I like doing the little limbs because they're so fast, is to just knit the limbs. So I have 2 feet, 2 arms, 2 feet, 2 arms, 2 more arms, 2 ears, another start of another arm, and so I'm close to halfway through with all the body parts that I'll need, and then I'm going to start on the body. The bodies of the monster, because this is just faster, and it's more manageable to have myself knit like 1 or 2 limbs, and it just makes me laugh. I have a bucket of monster limbs. So next week you might see a whole bunch of finished monsters. The next thing I have is in my Tangerine Designs, very whimsical forest sleepy time animals. And this is my Father Time Cow by Steve of Dramatic Knits and also of Leading Men Fiber Arts. I know he does that too. And the yarn of that for this is Fiber Addiction, and it's in the colorway Party On Garth. And I need to put my other knitting clip on this one. Let me do that right after I podcast because this will fall off, and that will help me. Those are really great, and for $10 you can't go wrong with those because they're really, really strong, and they won't just slide off your knitting, as you saw when I just tried to slide it off, and they don't just slide off. So if you have little kids, they can't get it either. I got that far into it. The more and more I'm knitting on this, the more and more it's reminding me of a friend who loves really bright, happy colors and pink and stuff like that. And while I love knitting with them, I don't really wear them too much. So this might be a surprise gift for a friend. It probably 99.9% will. So that I've been working on at night while I've been watching my cheesy Christmas films. I love to watch cheesy Christmas movies this time of year. So that's what I've been doing. And so it got a little bit of work. I don't think I've actually touched this in 2 or 3 days because I just haven't been knitting as much as I normally do the past couple days because I've been really busy with cookie exchange and card exchange and all kinds of stuff like that. So I didn't have as much time as I normally like to. So now on to spinning. I showed this to you guys a couple weeks ago when I had just gotten it, but now I've actually started using it because it was December 1st. And this is by Turtle Made, and it has little Santas on it, and it's red and green. And this is a bat by Woolly Girl that she donated. She just makes them herself, and she donated it to other Knit in the Mitten Tree. And that is my turtle. It has, the bat has silk noils in it, so the thicker bits you see, those are those. But on the whole, it's spinning pretty fine. You see that right there. And it's in the color that she named called Snowy Christmas Eve. So it's very much so those colors of white and red and green with sparkles. And it's just very festive, and I like it. And so I've been working on that. I love that 3D printed spindle, Turkish spindle, so much that I'm going to order another, and I'm actually going to order a full size because I just like the bigger ones. Not really big, but the full size one. The mini ones don't hold as much naturally because they're mini. So I want to get a full size one, and I believe they're just $15. So if you've ever wanted to try out a Turkish for $15, and you can pick your own colors, which is my favorite part. You guys will have to see what colors I pick. But that was the spinning I did this week. And then enabling, I don't have anything new to show you guys this week because I haven't gotten anything, but I did have something come a while ago, and it was when I was doing the highlighting a different indie dyer from the marketplace every time. So I chose to not show this because I was showing the indie dyers, but it worked out because now I have it to show you, and I didn't have anything else to show. So this is my Hobbledehoy Club shipment from November, and it's in the Gnome Village. I'll take out her card and show you. I saved the bag so my daughter didn't take it apart and play with the little guys, but they're very soft and gorgeous. I won't show you everyone, but they're just so pretty. And here's her card, all her information on it. She's on Etsy, that's where I joined the club. And I have one more shipment coming, my December one, and that will be it. I'm not going to sign up again right now because I need to spin some of what I have. Speaking of spinning, so my husband got my wheel, my ladybug, that if you've watched the podcast or if you know me, I've been talking about it constantly. He has my wheel, and he's been like joking with me, like, oh yeah, it's in my office at work. You know, I was looking at it today, and I know where the ladybug is on it. And oh yeah, I just bought some fiber, and I was spinning, which he didn't, of course, but he's joking, tormenting me because I really want the wheel, and I've been joking that I'm going to go up there and steal a wheel and bring it home. And I've been trying to have different ways to convince him, like, you know, if you give it to me on Christmas, then I will just want to go in the room and hide out and spin, and then I won't be socializing with everybody that's coming because we have a family coming down for Christmas. So you really should give it to me now, because then I can play on it, and then Christmas I won't feel the need to, you know, sit in the room all day and spin. So I've been trying to, and he said that when I finished all the monsters, he might consider it, so we'll see. But then I've been thinking, you know, if I do get it before Christmas, then I'm not going to have anything to open on Christmas, and so it's a toss-up. I don't know. I really, really want to start spinning, though. I have a lot of really pretty fiber that I want to use. So that is the enabling. So I put up a thread in the group this week. I love to do surprise stuff during this time of year, whether it's bake cookies for my friends and just drop them off on their doorstep, or put little packages together and just drop those off on doorsteps for friends. I also really, really love paying for the person in line behind me. That's one of my favorite things to do, because you're doing something nice, but it's very anonymous, because they don't know who you are, and by the time they get up there, so it's like doing good without, you know, expecting a lot back. So I put up a thread in the group. I wanted to do something for you guys, because this group is so great, and every single one of you that chatter and talk in the group, and all the friends I've made and new Ravelry friends, just it's been so wonderful, and I'm so appreciative for all of you guys. And so I wanted to do something, but I didn't want to go to the post office. I've gone to the post office to mail off some stuff recently, but I don't want to go back there for a little while. I can't imagine why. It's very, very busy, and, you know, people are stressed, so I don't really want to go back. But so I was thinking, what can I do? And so my idea that I came up with was, thanks to Ravelry being so wonderful and you can gift patterns, is to do a pattern gift. So I put up a thread. It's called the December giveaway in the group, and you have to be a group member, of course, and there's all the information in the thread. But just all you have to do is reply to the thread like me, I want to participate or whatever. And what I'm going to do is every time I record during the month of December, I'm going to go to that thread and randomly pick a person. And of course you cannot win twice, but randomly pick a person. And whoever is chosen from the random.org, I'm going to go to their queue, and I'm going to surprise them with a random gift from their queue. So if you want to participate, put your name in. I know a whole bunch of people already have, and I'll be drawing for that in a little bit. But please do make sure that there's nothing on your queue that you don't want to be gifted, because I don't want to gift you something and you're like, well, I didn't really want that, because that would be kind of sad. So just make sure your queue is up to date, and that's also cool because you get to go through and kind of assess whether you still want stuff and that kind of thing. so I'm going to draw for this week's. Going to go to the thread for it and pick somebody. It's 2 through 27. Going to go to random.org and do 2 through 27. Last time I had 2 through 90 for all the blanket posts, I think, but 2 through 27, and then hit generate. Number 7, and number 7 is number 7 is Knittin' in the Mitten. Yes, and thank you. Happy holidays to you. And she has a very grumpy hipster cat as her avatar. So I will be going to your queue and picking out a surprise present for you. I'll probably be doing that later because I'm really excited about this idea. I also have a feeling that my queue is going to grow a lot from seeing all the stuff that you guys have, because how can you not go through somebody's list and be enabled a little bit in what they're doing? And I have a special thank you this week because I was I put that thread up there, and then Terry Night Owl Knitter gifted me a pattern, and that was so sweet. Totally out of the blue, and I was just really appreciative. It gave me the hugest but she gifted me the pattern Ease, which is a sweater that I've been wanting to do, and she actually has wanted to do that sweater as well. So I thought maybe next year, sometime early in the year when it's still cold enough for sweaters, cold enough here where I am, we could do a knit along, maybe not just for the pattern Ease, but like a sweater knit along. And I was thinking that it could run for a while because it takes me a while to do a sweater, but that the prize for that, because I am probably going to be going to the DFW, or I am going to the DFW Fiberfest, sorry, and we're making plans with Elizabeth Green Musselman, who is Dark Matter Knits, the pattern designer, to go up there since I live in San Antonio, swing by, pick her up on my way. She's in Austin, so I'm making plans for that with her soon when it gets closer to the date, but I'm excited to go, and I'm going to pick you guys up something for the sweater knit along for that. So it would be an adult sweater, and then whatever you do for that, and you could win a prize, something really awesome, because I will pick out something cool for you guys from there. And that is what I was thinking about for that. So let me know what you think if you'd like to do a sweater along in, maybe January through March or something like that. Like I said, I like the knit alongs that last for a while because you never know what comes up in life, and if it's a longer one, you have more time to complete it, obviously. So, another sip. My awesomeness. So this week's book is a little bit different. I was at Joann's and waiting to check out to buy some more stuffing for the monsters and everything, and the line was really, it took me about 10 minutes to get to check out. The line was snaked through the store because I think they don't have enough staff. They were asking me if I'd like a job. No, thanks. But while waiting in line, something wonderful happened, and I found this, which is not technically a book, but the next thing I have to show you is Bella Grace. You might have probably already heard of it, or you might not have. It is really great. I would call it an inspiration photo quote journal almost, in that it has articles, it has quotes all in it, it has gorgeous pictures, I'm going to show you some, but then there are also sections in it where you can write down stuff, little things to be thankful for. And I love the quote at the beginning of this. It says, "We wait, starving for moments of high magic to inspire us, but life is full of common enchantment, waiting for our alchemist's eye to notice." Jacob Norbury. And I love that idea, is that so much of life is enchanting if we just discover it, So many simple things around us. And where people, they talk about waiting for something big, but there's so much beauty just all around you. And I wanted to show you guys this one article in here that really, really just touched me. And it was called, let me scroll through it, it's just so beautiful. That's why I call it like an inspiration journal, because it has these pictures, but then there are, little things that you can write down in. And of course, what drew me to the front of it was the knitted hat at the front. And I thought it might have like knitting patterns in it, but it doesn't. Here's the article. It only takes a moment. And this is so true, and this is an amazing article. It talks about how it only takes a moment to make that human connection. It only takes a moment to, when you're getting your coffee at Starbucks or wherever you go, to look the person in the eye, to talk to them. And it only takes a moment when you're checking out at Target to talk to the people around you, to spread some happiness, to spread some light and cheer. And she talks about going through her day and intentionally giving kindness to others. And I feel for this time of year that's just so applicable, and I loved it. The article is amazing, and it says kindness brings connection, and connection will heal the world, which, you know, that's a little bit, but, you know, one kindness at a time. And it says seizing opportunities for kindness, and it has just little things where you can write, you know, times when you seized opportunity for kindness, and I really, really like that concept. And the photography is really beautiful. And there's one more quote that I wanted to read you guys. Maybe I'll just save it for another time. But this is a really, and it has a month of surprises, and it talks about times in your life when you're surprised by joy. So you can just go through and write different times. And it's just purposefully making the time to savor your life and find the joy and find the beauty. And I really liked it. And it's just done quarterly, and it was a little pricey. I think it was $20, and I probably won't get it every time unless I'm there and I see it. But I love the quotes in this and the pictures. It's just really great. And this again is Bella Grace, and I got it at Joann's. It's the Volume 1, Issue 2, and it's on display till February 28th. The other book I wanted to show you guys is actually a kid's book. We have a tradition. If there's anything you need to know about, well, you don't need it, but if there's anything true about me, it is not, you know, like I love my family and stuff, but if there's any, like, things that I love owls. I love anything to do with Russia, like the nesting dolls, the language, the films, the books. And I think that comes partly because Russian history with the Tsars was the first history that I first fell in love with. And then I love traditions. And we have a tradition, BookishStitcher as implies, I love books, of every holiday, like Thanksgiving or Christmas or anything like that, Halloween, we go to the bookstore and we spend a couple hours there as a family, and we pick out a book together, and we get a new book every holiday. So this year's book that we got was The Christmas Wish. It's so beautiful. And the husband is a photographer, the wife is a set designer, and that's their daughter in the picture. So I'm just going to show you guys a couple of the pictures from here because it's so gorgeous. I can't even see. You see that? Yeah. They're with their horse. And then we have, let me see, it's my daughter. I have to wrap up the podcast. And then we have the polar bear. And it's the story of this little girl and just her journey throughout the ice. And here's her sleeping with the polar bear. And it says on the back, be brave, be kind, believe. And I just think that's so wonderful. And so that was our Christmas book that we got for this year, and I am really excited to read it with my family. And that's all I have for you guys this week. I'm going to go upstairs and hang out with my family, and I hope you guys have a wonderful week and that you get to do all the things you love. Okay, bye guys.